So welcome to the ETF Options to Freedom Masterclass. Okay, so tonight you are definitely going to learn a lot from it. Now, very importantly, okay, how many of you would love to have the bonus before we even get started? If you love to have a bonus, can you type bonus in the chat? So if you check my email, right, I told you guys that, hey guys, if you show up here, and in fact, I will be giving you a bonus, which is the 7 stocks that I bought in 2025. And even though it's a 2025 watch list, but guys, when I was looking at it, I was just looking through the stocks that I literally bought last year. I was like, oh my gosh, like so many of them went up a lot. So inside this watch list, okay, I literally share with you what stocks I bought. It's a combination of stocks and ETF, why I bought them, and how much I bought them. So if you check the current price versus the stock price that I screenshot inside the watch list, you will see that a lot of them have risen a lot. All right. So how many of you would love to have this watch list? If you love it, can you type me in the chat? Awesome. Okay, so stay to the end. I will actually give you the QR code and you'll be able to scan it and download this watch list as well. Okay, but that is at the end. Let's go through what is the most important thing for tonight, which is actually how to combine with options to generate consistent return with ETF as well. Okay, but before we head into ETFs and all this, right, I want to ask you guys, right? So for those who actually love to do individual stock picks and all this, okay, let's look at Alphabet, which is Google, right? So you can see for the last 1 year, wow, Alphabet went up 126%. Okay, how many of you think that Alphabet is going to grow more from here? If you think it's going up, type up. If you think that, wow, so up already, right? I think most likely it's going to come down. Okay, if you think it's going to come down, type down. So up, down, or if you are not sure, type NS. Okay, NS stands for not sure. So some of you say up. Some of you say not sure. Okay, many of you guys say not sure. Okay, now, okay, good. Wow, wow, fantastic. Now let's take a look at another stock called Tesla. Okay, so Tesla in the last 5 years has been, I think, quite a roller coaster as well. Up, down, more like a sideways. So finally, okay, despite the fact that it's up, down, sideways, well, it's still up about 65%. So what do you think about Tesla's momentum ahead? If you think that Tesla, wow, I think probably going sideways again, type S. If you think that Tesla, wow, Elon Musk can definitely be the savior of this company, type up, okay, because you think it's going up, right? But if you think, oh, I think the key people, the person is too key as a risk, type down. Okay, what do you think? Okay, so sideways, some of you say not sure, some of you say up. Oh, okay. Okay. So Chris, there's a investor that doesn't look very good on Tesla. Okay, going down. Okay, now how about this Palantir? In the last 6 months, it actually went down almost 20%. Okay, and it's a very popular stock, which hasn't been doing well since the beginning of the year. All right. So what do you think about Palantir? If you think it's going up, down, or not sure? Up, down, or sideways, or not sure? Down, up. Mm, okay, so need some time to go up. Okay, so as we can see, okay, there is a lot of mixed answers in the room. Now, guys, how many of you agree that actually we don't really know the answer? If you agree, can type A in the chat. Okay, not just the 3 stocks that we presented, but all the different stocks, be it Nvidia, Alphabet, Apple, Microsoft, whatsoever. We don't really know the answer, right? Who knows whether it's going up, down, or sideways, right? And yeah, it was like more like a guesswork, right? And this is exactly what I want you to participate in this, because you will realize that when it comes to investing, right, a lot of people out there are just really guessing, right? But what if today you don't need to guess? And in fact, even if let's say you are wrong, okay, for some reason you guess wrongly, which we could always be wrong, right, when it comes to individual stock picks, right? So we don't have to do all this thing. Yet we are still able to profit consistently. How many of you love that? If you love it, right, can you type P in the chat? Okay, P stands for profit. I love it too. And the best part is, guys, okay, I want to ask how many of you here love traveling? If you love traveling, can you type travel in the chat? All right. I love traveling a lot. In fact, in May, I'm going for overseas again for like almost 2 months. I'm going to Taiwan, then going to China. And the best part is while I travel, right? And in fact, you guys can do the same thing. While you travel, you don't even need to monitor the market. how many of you actually don't like to look at the market when you travel? Okay, if you don't like, right, can you type me in the chat, right? Like, I want to focus on my holiday. Why do I have to look at the market? Then I feel like emotionally attached, right? When you don't want to have that kind of like stress during your travel, right? So that is why, right, for me, I love to manage my portfolio in a very peaceful manner. And when I travel, I really don't want to look at the market as well, right? In fact, I just came back from a 10-month holiday last year. Like if you ask me last year, right, I was completely not in Singapore. I was in Portugal, in the US, in Canada, and I was just everywhere. But at the same time, right, I was still able to consistently profit from my stock and investing through ETF and options, right? So you can see last 1 year, my portfolio went up about 17%. And if you compare to the market, right, the market at that time, which is the S&P 500 as a benchmark, right, went up about 10%. So how did I manage to beat the market, but at the same time in a very peaceful and profitable manner? This is exactly what I'm going to crack the code for you tonight. Okay, how many of you would love to learn this code? If you love it, can you type C in the chat? Okay, C stands for the code. So we're going to crack it tonight together. But before that, okay, I want to understand a little bit more about you first. Can you tell me your experience? If you're someone completely new, okay, you start from ground zero right now, can you type zero in the chat, right? Or if you're someone who have been investing, but for some reason you just don't see the consistency, so it's like your portfolio up, down, sideways, doesn't give you the return that you're looking for, type minus. And last but not least, if you have been investing for years, and congratulations, you have been making consistent positive return, not just for 1 month, not just for 1 year, but for multiple years, can you type positive in the chat? All right. So, okay, so some of you are minus. Okay, thank you so much for being honest with me as well. Okay, some of you are zero, starting from ground zero. It's awesome. You're definitely going to learn a lot from here. So, okay, I can see some of you guys are very new to this. So, is it okay? Even for people who have some experience, we want to make sure everybody is well taken care of, right? We start from the same ground, right? So, at some point, we might have to go slightly slower, but most importantly, I will be able to cover every single thing so that regardless whether you have experience or not, you're definitely going to learn a lot from this. Okay, is that okay for you? If that's okay, can you type okay in the chat? Okay, just want to make sure everyone is taken care of. Awesome, thank you. Now, okay, yeah, let me just introduce myself again, but actually I don't need to, but basically my name is Chloe, and over the years, I'm very passionate about financial education, especially coaching people to learn to invest properly, because by myself, I also personally went through this personal development, investment program kind of journey to eventually find consistency in what I'm doing, managing my own wealth, thereby also coaching my students to do the same. So today I'm very, very grateful for you to be here because you could be doing something else, right? You could be joining another class whatsoever, or maybe going out with your friends, but you chose to be here. So for that, can you give yourself a big round of applause? Can everybody type CCC? Okay, clap, clap, clap for you guys for being here, being so committed, and definitely you are going to learn a lot from this as well. All right, so now very importantly, over the years, of course, I did not become who I am without learning from others, right? So I constantly learn from many famous investors. Sometimes I even interview them in person. For example, Robert Kiyosaki. I also learned directly from Mary Buffett. And in case you are wondering who is Mary Buffett, this name is very unique, right? So she is from the Buffett family. And she personally learned from Warren Buffett himself, all right? Because she was the former daughter-in-law of Buffett, who literally spent many years together with him to learn how he invests. So I was very fortunate to be able to learn directly from Mary and polish my investment skills as well. Now, very importantly, okay, there's one thing that Mary, she personally learned a lot from Buffett, is this thing that actually everybody knows. Okay, Buffett actually share the same thing, but just that when she's living together with Buffett under the same roof, right? Like she basically live and breathe the environment every day, right? So the whole idea when it comes to investing is never lose money. But how many of you felt that this rule is a little bit challenging when it comes to actual implementation? If you felt so, can you type C in the chat? Like, how can you not lose money, right? Because the market goes up and down every day. How can Buffett not lose money? So this is where we are going to also crack the code for you guys tonight over here as well. Because believe it or not, right? If you lost money before, you are not alone. right? I also lost money before in the stock market. And in fact, 90% of the people actually lose money trading stocks, right? So how did Buffett manage to do that in a way that he doesn't lose money? Okay, so this is what we're going to cover tonight. So we are going to go through three types of investing strategy. Can everybody type three in the chat? Right? Because why I want to expose you with different options, because there's no one size fit all kind of strategy, right? So at the end, I will share with you my favorite strategy, which is combine ETF with options. But in case you felt like, hey, I might want to explore other things, I want to show you my own journey and some of my experience with the other two strategies first, so that you get to decide for yourself whether is it something that you want to go through as well, right? So how many of you are ready to learn all three of them? If you're ready, can you type ready in the chat? Awesome. Now let's go for the first one. So S stands for short-term trading. So for those who have short-term trading experience, you will definitely understand where I'm coming from, right? So every day, as a short-term trader, you have to do one thing, which is do what? Look at the chart. Now, how many of you have learned trading before? If you have learned trading, can you type T in the chat? Okay, T stands for trading, trading. And for me, when I first started, okay, I just like you guys, I actually went to learn trading first. Why? Because trading sounds the fastest, right? And trading sounds sexy because you can literally make money like every day by doing short-term trade in and out. Okay, how many of you were actually lured to trading because of this very sexy kind of feeling? Okay, if you felt so, can you type S in the chat? Okay, S says, wow, very sexy. Every day, wow, this person, this trader can make so much money. Wow, the other day he can make so much money. Then you felt, wow, maybe I can do that too, right? So that's what I did. Okay, so when I first started, I actually went to learn trading. But guys, I'm not sure whether how many of you can resonate with me. The more indicators I learn, the more things I add into my chart, the more confused I got. How many of you experienced that before? If you experienced confusion before by staring different indicators, can you type C in the chat? Okay, C stands for confusion, right? Almost heart attack, exactly. Because sometimes these indicator can tell me, wow, the market is going up, but the other indicator tell me, no, the market is actually coming down. So it's like, which indicator should I listen to, right? So I was very confused. So as a confused trader, right, you definitely wouldn't dare to place a trade, right? Because you don't want to anyhow enter and then anyhow lose money. So that was when, right, I didn't dare to place my trade and I didn't dare to take action at all. So what happened was at that time, okay, what makes me actually what made me started this whole journey was because at that time I was a journalist. Okay, in case you think that I was born an investor, okay, guys, no, I also learned the hard way. I used to be a journalist, and in case you cannot recognize me, okay, that was me. I used to have short hair, I wear spectacles, very nerdy, but because it's a very long hour as a journalist. So, and as a journalist, I managed to interview our former Prime Minister Lee. I think that is one of the most glorious moments of my journalism career. But other times, I was a crime reporter, so most of the time, I'm working hours really just haywire. Like sometimes there's an accident, sometimes there's a murder. I just have to go down because I am a crime reporter. If despite the fact that I have very long hour, my salary is also pretty low, right? It's about 3,000 per month. So every single year I only take home like 36K. That was before CPF. After CPF, even less than that. So that was when I realized that I wanted to really have more freedom because I don't want to just trade time for money because I felt burnout all the time. And that was the reason why I chose to start learning to make passive income. How many of you actually share the similar background as me? If you share the similar background, can you type S in the chat? Okay, S stands for similar, that we all started because we wanted to have all the sources of income apart from employment. Exactly, right? So that was when I wanted to really find way to freedom, and that's how I started learning about trading first. But believe it or not, because I attended the program, after that I couldn't really understand trading, right? I actually asked my ex, right, who I think he is a lot smarter than me. He's a lot sharper in terms of understanding numbers, understanding the chart. So in the end, I think that he will do better than me. So since I couldn't do it, right? So that's why I say, hey, can you help me to trade instead? Okay, you just help me to manage my money. So guys, okay, let me ask you, okay, if you ask other people to manage your money, right? Most of the time, what will happen? Okay, do you think it will be a good result or bad result? What do you think? Do you think it's a good result or bad result? You ask others to help you to trade, help you to manage your money. Oh, well, depends. So results, bad. Wow. Okay, a lot of you are very pessimistic, guys. Okay, let me show you the actual truth. Okay, the actual truth is, okay, we managed to grow our account by a lot. What do you mean by a lot? This is our account after the growth. Initially, we had years of savings as well. And within one day, our 100K account flew to 200K. Guys, okay, how many of you think that this is good result? Okay, if you think it's good, can you type good in the chat? What do you think? Do you think it's good? Of course, it's very good lah, right? So I was like, oh my gosh, like I really thought that this was the way out, right? I thought that, man, we just have to keep on doing this, right? Like, because he is good at it, he just keep on trading. By the way, he was trading options. So I was like, hey, why not we just keep on doing this, keep on doubling down? Maybe this 200K can grow to 500K. Then I think I will quit my job, okay? So when we have a 500K portfolio, we can quit our job already. So that's what we thought, all right? But guys, the truth is, right, he also just learned not too long ago. But he took a lot of massive risky trade. When the market turned against us, not only did we lose our original profits, this was what happened 1 month down the road. From 200K, we dropped to 50K. So seriously, we lost 150K within just 1 month, and our capital 50% wiped out. Guys, if you were me, how would you feel? Would you feel heartbroken? If you felt so, right, can you type me in the chat? And I felt so heartbroken because this was not just my money. It was his money, but on top of that, I even convinced my parents to invest part of their retirement sums with us, and that's how we are able to have the 100K portfolio in the first place, right? But guess what? We lost 50% of it. I was so ashamed that I didn't even dare to tell my parents. How am I supposed to tell them that I anyhow let my boyfriend invest, and because of this, we lost part of your retirement sum? So, but because of this, right, I realized that a lot of times, if you let other people take care of your money, actually nobody truly care about your money as much as you do. How many of you agree with me? If you agree, can type A in the chat, right? And a lot of times, if you let other people manage your portfolio, right, the person's risk appetite could be very different from yours. Right? So the person could be taking very risky trades, but actually you don't necessarily cannot sustain this kind of volatility. And because of that, I realized that I cannot do this anymore. I cannot let other people take care of my money. I need to really seriously buck up and learn it for myself. And eventually we also broke up, and this was one of the reasons as well, right? So, and I realized it's not just us, right? It was actually 90% of the traders out there actually lose money all the time to the stock market, and they pay a lot of tuition fee. Like us, we pay so much tuition fee to the market, yet we learn nothing from it, right? And in fact, every single day, because of trading, I was literally feeling so trapped because my heartbeat, just like some of you say, right, there's a heart attack. Like there was a heartbeat moment every single day because of trading. And that was when I realized that when I wanted to start investing or trading, it was for freedom. But I felt so trapped that instead of feeling free, I felt that I have to constantly monitor the market and feeling the roller coaster ride every single day. And that was not what I want. And that's how I realized that I couldn't do trading. And in fact, I don't have the characteristic to be a good trader, right? So that's how I move on to the second type of investing, which is L. What does L stand for? L stands for long-term investing, the opposite. And who is the most famous investor when it comes to long-term investing? That is definitely Buffett, right? Because Buffett, he has the longest track record when it comes to long-term value investing coming to individual stock picks. So now, Buffett, he talked about value investing is something really simple. All you need to do, guys, okay, in case you don't draw on my chart, if not, everything will look very messy, okay? So basically, firstly, you have to buy good business. Secondly, buy them at sensible price. And thirdly, they have to be run by honest and able people. That means capable management. So one, two, three. How many of you felt that the concept is very simple? If you felt so, can you type S in the chat? Okay, the concept is just you buy a good company, you buy them at a good price, and last but not least, you let the company management, they are the good team to run it, right? So yeah, okay, it sounds really simple, right? So that's what I thought. Okay, so that's how I started value investing because I thought it's simple. But once I embark on the journey, I realized it's not so simple. Because what do you mean by good? What do you mean by sensible price? What do you mean by a good management team? Then I went to ask Mary, okay, who spent so many years with Buffett anyway. I say, hey, Mary, so how did Buffett do that? Because it sounds simple when the actual application is actually not very easy. So Mary said, Chloe, do you know how much time does Warren spend every day reading? Hey guys, do you know how much time does Warren Buffett spend every day reading? Yeah, not so simple, right? So do you know Buffett, right? 80% of the time, he just lock himself in the room and read all day. 500 pages per day. So what does Buffett read every day that make him such an incredible investor? Firstly, okay, if you want to do individual stock picks, for some of you who want to challenge yourself to do this, please make sure you read all this. Because if you don't read, you will not understand the companies in the first place. Okay, so the first thing you need to read is annual reports, okay, which it will tell you how does the company make money, right? Where are the revenue streams coming from? What are the competitive advantage and who are the competitors out there? On top of that, what are the risks involved in investing in this company? Okay, so they write everything for you. And secondly, of course, it's 100 over pages. Each report is 100 pages. So on top of that, you also need to keep up with quarterly earnings, whether the earnings are they on track, what is the Wall Street sentiment expectation, what they have earning forecast. And top of that, you need to see the latest news. Okay, is any like news that is related to the CEO that might potentially impact the company, and then whether it's any latest development or maybe competition comes in, and because of that, these companies get disrupted. So all these are you have to follow up. And on top of that, after understanding the business, you need to understand what price to buy based on PB ratio, PE ratio, DCF ratio, PS ratio, and many, many. Okay. And last but not least, after you understand all this, you still have to understand whether is it a good management. By doing what? Okay, this is the most challenging part because it's very qualitative. Okay, you need to go and read books, go and read, understand their like interviews, how they behave, what they talk about it. And after that, okay, shareholder meeting, if you can't go and attend earnings call, the management will say something, make sure go and listen, and you have to read books as well. Okay, guys, let me ask you, okay, how many of you felt like, wow, actually doing all this, it's a lot of effort. Okay, if you felt so, okay, you type effort in the chat. Yeah, you can use AI to summarize report, but you will not be able to buy based on AI conviction. Because if the stock drop 80%, will you trust your AI? That's a question back to you, right? So that's why after I went through this, I felt like, oh my gosh, it's really not as easy as I thought. And in fact, once again, I felt, oh my gosh, how come I need to do so many things? Like I already have a full-time job. After that, I still have to do this another like full-time job. So I felt so trapped. And once again, not free, not the freedom that I was looking for. And what's worse is because I already attended a program, I want to make sure I apply, right? So I literally apply and I learned so much. I put in so much effort to go and study individual stock. Wow, what's worse is I go through all this, right? In the end, the stock I pick still lose money. And one of the stocks I picked that lost money, this is one of them, is Alibaba. So if you see this chart, okay, it was a 50% down in the last 5 years, but I bought them even higher than 5 years ago. So when I bought it, it was at a very, very high price because I thought that based on my valuation, Baba actually looks like a very undervalued stocks. So for a period of time, I was losing 70%. How many of you had this Baba pain together as well? Okay, if you had the same pain, can you type pain in the chat? Right? So maybe you are still suffering from your Baba loss. I'm not sure. Okay, basically, I'm still suffering from my Baba loss as well. And in fact, guess what? If you suffer, if I suffer, we are not the only one. Do you know one very famous investor also bought into Alibaba, and he lost way more money than we did. Who is he? He is Charlie Munger. And in case you don't know who is Munger, he is Warren Buffett's best friend. In fact, Buffett called him the best mentor as well of his life. So Munger, as a very great individual stock picker, he also chose Baba. And this is how much that he bought at that time. Okay? He bought 165,000 shares at $274 at the highest price. And then when it came down, as a value investor, you buy more, right? Then he buy again. And what happened was eventually, when it dropped to 138, he sold. So what was his loss in estimation was at least $54 million. That made me start to question, wow, if Buffett and Munger can lose money. Okay, by the way, Buffett also invests in Snowflake through his company, and Snowflake was down 50% in 5 years. And after that, Buffett also sold it away at a loss as well. So then I realized that if all those very smart and really intelligent investors who spend all day reading can lose money picking individual stocks, what made me feel like I can be the genius and I can be very good at individual stock picking? And that was when I realized that what's the point? What's the point of me spending so much time, effort, and still lose money? And that's how I finally decided, hey guys, wow, so many stocks I bought and look into them, I still lose money. At the same time, at the side, at first I was really doing that at the side. But something that I did at the side, right, actually made me more money over time. Without me even monitoring, doing all those hard work, hard effort, I still make money peacefully. And what is that? That is actually ETF. Can everybody type ETF in the chat? So if you've been through the same journey as me, you tried trading before, you tried individual stock picks before, and then both of them couldn't work for some reason for you, you are not unique. It's normal because most people just cannot do it. And I realized when I switched to ETF, right, my life completely changed. Why do I say that? In fact, right, okay, this is not my advisor, it's Buffett's advice. He has been telling investors all over the world, you guys should do this, okay? What did he say? He said this: most people shouldn't even pick individual stocks. Why? Because most people lose money in stock picks. He said the best thing that investors need to do is to ensure they own what? They own the S&P 500 because it's a very low cost index fund, which in this case is the ETF. So if you don't know what is S&P 500, okay, for those who are very new, this is the top 500 companies in the US, okay, based on market cap. And if you're wondering what are the companies inside, okay, this screenshot basically summarizes what is inside the S&P 500 portfolio, okay, which has your Apple, your Microsoft, your Alphabet, your Amazon, your Nvidia, your Tesla, and on top of that, your McDonald's, Visa, ExxonMobil, everything inside. How many of you think that this portfolio is very balanced, okay, very strong? Okay, if you felt so, can you type S in the chat? Okay, S stands for strong. It's very strong. Why? Because let's say the beautiful thing about ETF investing is, let's say today, Apple, 10 years down the road for some reason, it become a rotten Apple. No one use iPhone anymore. Okay, we switch to something. Maybe we switch to Orange. Hey, do you know Apple will be literally kicked out of S&P, and then the good Orange will join the S&P, and you have the new leader to make money for you. So now, let's do this exercise together, guys. Okay, let's really stretch our horizon long enough for 20 years down the road. Right now, the top 10 companies in S&P is Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook. Okay, Facebook right now is called Meta, right? So, guys, what do you think? Which company do you think will still be here 20 years down the road? Can you put it in the chat? Which company do you think will still be around 20 years down the road? Okay, very, very solid, very, very stable. Okay, so Nvidia. Stephen think Nvidia. What else? Only God knows. Apple, Microsoft, Google. Okay, top five. Okay, all top five. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is projecting into the future, which cannot see lah, right? So what we can do is let's look at the past and see what was S&P like 20 years ago. It was General Electrics, Intel, Cisco. Oh, Microsoft is here. Okay, Pfizer, Walmart, AT&T, Oracle, Nortel. Only one left, Microsoft. Okay, let's switch. Let's turn the time even longer, further away. 40 years ago, 1973, IBM, AT&T, Exxon, Kodak. Where is Kodak today? It literally went bankrupt, and today the stock price is still like, so cui. So, guys, can you see? With time changes, whatever things that you thought that will be a leader, well, back then Kodak was a leader. Everybody used Kodak film, camera, whatsoever, right? But where is Kodak today? So, guys, if I can ask you back this question, right? 20 years down the road, how confident are you that Apple will still be here? How confident are you that Nvidia will still be here? How many of you felt that you are not so confident anymore? If you felt so, can you tag me in the chat? Right? Because time changes. Whatever things that you think will be the top today, 20 years down the road, competition will definitely come in. When you run a business, you know, right? It's competitive every day. How can you stay relevant? And in fact, not just relevant, but the top of your industry. It's very, very challenging. And that is why the best part about ETF investing is when you invest in S&P, right? You don't even need to know who will be the top 10 because you always evolve with time. And because you're constantly, your portfolio automatically rebalance based on the leader of that era, leader of that century or that decade, what happened to your portfolio is it goes up. Can you see? Regardless, it was maybe post-war Korean War. Okay, we have war right now, right? Okay, there's a dip. Then it goes up. And then what happened was, oh, there's an oil crisis. It's a dip. And it goes up. And we had the Gulf War, another war. Oh, dip goes up. Even COVID, the worst pandemic that everyone did not imagine and did not expect, it come down, it goes up again. So guys, can you see Buffett's advice? Why he asks people to go and buy S&P 500? Because this is the most stable and the most proven way to create wealth. Can you see that already? If you can see that, right? Can you type ETF in the chat? But this is the most proven way to create wealth. It lasts not just for 10 years, but guys, 1952 has been 70 years. And do you know if you buy into S&P and just hold it, right, do nothing for the last 50 years, your annualized return is already more than 10%. They 10 to 12%, and I take the conservative number 10%. So when you have this little 10%, right, some of you think, but Chloe, 10% is really little. I start with 10K, next year only 11K. Well, how am I going to become a millionaire with 10%? Right, guys? Okay, it's true. Okay, in the short run, this 10% is not going to change your life. But actually, everyone has a lot of time. Yesterday, when I was presenting this, right, some of you say, wow, it's so long. But guys, actually, do you know you really have a long time? Why? Look at this chart. Okay, this is based on statistics. Everything that I share, right, I invest all based on statistics. Okay, not based on gut feel. So over here, if you are born in 1970, okay, if you live through the era of 1980s, right? So the life expectancy of that time in Singapore is about 74 to 70 years old. But with technological advancement, our healthcare improve, our technology improve, our life also increases in terms of expectancy. So right now, do you know in 2021, our average life expectancy is already about 80 years old. And today, actually, it's already about 85 years old. So what you can do is, okay, you can literally start to use this Excel spreadsheet, by the way. Okay, I developed this Excel spreadsheet to anticipate how many more years ahead do we have? And then we will know how many more years do we have for investment as well. Okay, so these are based on the statistics. And then from this, it projects into the future. All right. So what happened is, okay, I want to see based on the normal, most of the people here. Okay, if you're in your 40s, type 4, if you're in your 30s, type 3, 50, type 5, 60, type 6. Okay, so we choose based on the majority number here. We do a live run through together. All right. So some of you are 30 years old. Okay, some of you in your 60s, 50 years old, 40 years old. All right. Okay. So quite a mix of 30s to 50 years. Okay. So over here, okay. Wow, you want me to share this Excel spreadsheet? Okay, later on, okay. Till the end, I will share this with you. Okay, but let's go through this. Okay, but I can see most of you are in your 30s. Okay, so okay, let me choose in between, because if I choose 30, the people in your 60s will think, wow, how come the data so skewed? Okay, let me choose maybe 40. Okay, can everybody type 40 in the chat? Okay, so in between 30 to 60, okay, I choose about 40 lah, 40 or 45. Okay, I choose 45. Okay, so if you are in your 45 years today, what happened is, guys, can you see? Actually, you can live to 100 years old, and it's already a trend, right? Like we literally see elderly passing away above 100. So it's actually not abnormal when right now you couldn't foresee, how can I live until 100? But actually, if you're 45, you will live past 100. So technically, guys, okay, look at this. If you're 45, if you're a female, you will actually live 107. Okay, for us, because we give birth, right? So we must have longer lifespan. Okay, that's what God is fair, right? So we have 62 years old and ahead of us, and for guy you have 55 years. Still very long. Okay, so guys, let me ask you, if you have 50 years ahead of you, how many more years would you like to stay invested? Okay, how many more years need caregiver? Exactly. Then you want to make sure you invest so that you have the money that you don't even need to care about the cost of living. Okay, because your portfolio will take good care of you. Okay, but guys, actually, when you invest, you will stay sharp. That's how Buffett, 95 years old, he's still as sharp as a young man. He do maths faster than me for sure. Okay, so yeah, okay, so as long as possible. Okay, guys, okay, let's give a realistic number lah. How about 30 years? Okay, maybe halfway. Okay, if that's okay for you, can type 30 in the chat. Okay, 30 years are 30 years. Okay, realistic, because you probably don't want to invest all the way until the last day, right? Buffett, he does that, but not all of us are Buffett. So, okay, maybe halfway mark, okay? So, 30 years. So now, guys, okay, when it comes to investing, a lot of you are a little bit apprehensive. You don't dare to put in a lot of money at first, and I completely understand that. But can I say, if you are 45 years old already, can I say 10K savings is reasonable for a start? If you think it's reasonable, right, can you type 10K in the chat? Okay? For a start, 10K, not asking you to fork out 100K. Okay? So yeah, a dime is zero. I love that idea too. I think you will have a problem die with zero, because once you start investing, right, it's very hard to die with zero, but that's true. Okay, so let's say we start with 10K. And then after that, every single year, we still put in some money into our retirement portfolio for investing. So what happened is over here, okay? So over here, right? So let's say your monthly income is $5,000. So I'm not asking you to put in a lot, just about 10%. So 10% of your 5,000 is $500. So per year, that means $6,000. How many of you think that $500 per month, it's also quite reasonable? Only 10% of your income. Some of you earn more, then actually this probably only 5% of your income. If you think it's also reasonable, can type 500. Okay, 500 per month, not asking you to put in a lot as well. Okay, so then after that, okay, what you can do is, because every single year you have 6,000, right? So you just continue to invest, and nothing complicated, just buy the S&P, okay? So now, if you don't buy S&P, you will have already kind of saved up 190K, right? So this is 190K of savings of your money. But if you don't invest, your 190K will definitely depreciate, right? Over 30 years time, your 190K, but maybe by then only worth 100K. And that's why we need to invest. So now, if you just put in type S&P, which I take a conservative 10%, I didn't even take 12%, I take 10%. 30 years down the road, guys, let's see what happened. With your original 10K and every month just 500, what happened is right now you have $1.2 million for retirement. How many of you think that this is quite a substantial amount for retirement? If you think so, right, can you type me in the chat? Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Ryan. Okay, we are going through the most important thing right now, so it's good that you go through right now. Okay, so need more. Okay, if you need more, right? Very simple. If you are 45, actually some of you easily have more than 10K. What if you start with 50K? Instead of 10K, I put in more lah. Let me show you. Just that $40,000 difference, right? Over 30 years time, it's 1.2 to $2 million. And that 40,000 means 700K difference. How many of you can see the power of investing right now? If you can see that, can you type I in the chat? Right? It's so powerful and it's proven because this is the most proven and durable way to create wealth, which is Buffett has been telling everyone to do. But unfortunately, I don't know why people don't like to do it because they think it's slow. But if you see this, it's not slow at all. Your wealth just compound like that. And this is just the beginning. Haven't even talked about combining with options. Okay, so the reason why my portfolio is able to beat this is because I combine with options. So now if you do two things together, guys, later on I will show you the difference when you learn how to increase your ROI just by a bit. It will make a lot of difference. But now it's already close to 2 million because you start with slightly more. Okay, so that's the whole idea. Okay, if you can invest more because you will definitely help to accelerate to your goal a lot faster. Okay, so now, guys, how much conviction does Buffett have in this? Do you know Buffett, right? Because he's already 95, he already wrote his will many, many years ago. And he said this, when he died, there's a fund for my then widow, who is his wife, right? 90%, guys, will go into S&P. Guys, can you see Buffett's confidence in this? If you can see that, can you type C in the chat? Okay, C stands for confidence. Exactly, so much better than your CPF. CPF doesn't even give you 4%. SA give you 4%. CPF give you 2.5%. Okay, so you need to see which account are you looking at. But this beats SA and OA outright. Exactly, right? So, and now the key is, if you have the chance, right? Actually, you can already minimum hit 10% effortlessly. But how many of you would love to speed up even more? If you love to speed up, can you type S in the chat? Okay, S stands for speed. Because if you want to have your $1 million portfolio faster, the key is increase your ROI, right? So how do we increase our ROI safely? This is what options is about. Because when you learn how to do options safely, you can speed up by 2 times, okay? Easily 2 times. Now, how does that work? That's how my portfolio, okay, able to be, as you can see, about 2 times, right? Because I combine options with whatever things that I'm doing with my ETF. Okay, I have an ETF portfolio. S&P is just one of them, but I have other ETF as well that help me to achieve this kind of return, right? So now, how does actually option work? And do you know that Buffett, okay, he has been using options for decades, since 1993. And every single year, he actually collect a lot of free money called premium through options. And to date, actually, he easily collected close to 4.5 billion and more. Right? So what is this strategy? Okay, I call this the Arigato Buffett option strategy because it's the exact approach that Buffett uses, and then I modify it. His principle, his philosophy is still the same, but I modify it to suit our normal layman level. Okay, so can everybody type ABOS in chat, right? Because not everyone has billions of dollars at Buffett. So the way that we do options, we need to modify a little bit. But the concept and the philosophy is still the same, how Buffett does it. All right, so now, when you use ABOS, you are able to generate monthly cash flow. In fact, if you want, for me, I even use it to generate weekly cash flow in a very safe manner, less than 5 minutes. Later on, I can even demonstrate for you as well. So now, very importantly, what is ABOS strategy? When it comes to options, actually, the concept is very similar to insurance. Okay, can everybody type I in the chat? Okay, I stands for insurance. So guys, let me ask you, okay, how many of you here buy insurance? If you buy insurance, can you tell me the reason why you buy insurance? Okay, can you tell me why you buy insurance? Why? Why every year we pay insurance company, right? For what? For protection. Exactly. Just in case something happen, we will be protected. So actually, technically, we are buying a peace of mind. How many of you can see that? Okay, if you can see that, can you type peace? Okay, you are buying for a peace of mind. In case anything happen, I'll be taken care of. That's why I buy, right? But let me ask you, for so many years that you buy your insurance, right? For me, ever since I start work, I've been buying insurance for I don't know like how many years already. Guys, can you tell me at the end of the day, right, who actually make more money? We who buy insurance or insurance company who sell insurance? Okay, who make more money? Seller or buyer? Seller or buyer? Most of the time, it's definitely a seller. And that's why insurance is in business. Imagine every time they sell insurance, they lose money. Then definitely insurance will not exist because nobody will do a money losing business, right? Just like casino, they know they sure make money, and that's why they open casino. So the same idea when it comes to insurance business is they actually know that the probability of them making money is so high, and that's why they want to run an insurance business. And believe it or not, for me, I buy for so many years. There was only one time that I claim. Okay. And that was like a small accident. And other time, what happened to our premium, guys? Okay, can you tell me if you never claim, right? Because nothing happened to you, what happened to your premium? Do you get back or do you pay out? Huh? What do you think? Do you get back your insurance premium or do you pay out again and again every single year, like recurring? You have to pay them every year, right? So yeah, and it increases every year as well, right? So guys, okay, if given a chance, wouldn't it be nice to be an insurance company? But in real life, it's very hard, okay? Because you do need capital a lot, right? You need a lot of rules and regulations and all this, right? Connections. It's very hard to become an insurance company in real life. But in the options context, actually, we can become insurance seller. We can provide protection. And most importantly, why we're able to do that is because we can give our protection to do something that we wanted in the first place. So guys, let me ask you this. This is S&P 500, right? Can you tell me at what price would you like to own S&P? What price would you like to own S&P? Would you like to own it at? Oh, wow, I love that. Stefan said any price. Okay, some of you say 500. Obviously, if you can own it lower, even better. But guys, actually, I want you to think like what Stefan said just now. Can you tell me, is it true? Actually, at any price, you buy S&P, right? You given time, you also make money. So actually, any price is a good price. If you can see that, can you type me in the chat? Because S&P goes like this. Any price is a good price. For some reason, if you think I'm very unlucky, I bought it during the Gulf War and it dropped. You don't sell. You hold, you make money. Oh, I bought it during COVID. Very unlucky, I dropped. Then you don't sell. You make money. So guys, can you see? Any price is a good price. You can see that. Can you type any in the chat? Right? Because for S&P, you just hold it long enough and compound 10% for you year on year. As simple as that, right? It's just that simple. It's like really no-brainer. So that is why, okay, if you actually provide a coverage, right, to people who are afraid, okay, right now, right, market all-time high, right? So they're thinking, oh, wow, it's very scary, $710, I think it's going to drop, right? So Chloe here will be saying, oh, guys, don't worry, I will provide you a protection, okay, even if the market drop, right? Let's say it dropped to $700. Even if it dropped below $700, maybe it dropped to 650 bucks. Okay, guys, don't worry. I will always buy your stock from you. At what price? At the price I want. Okay, let's say I want $700. Okay, I will only buy from you at 700. Then anything below, well, I will take it because I wanted to buy $700 anyway. right? And then people who want to buy this insurance, they think, hey, good deal, because if I sell, so-called I make this transaction with Chloe, I buy her protection. Anything goes down below, well, she is there to take the risk for me. I can always sell to her at 700. So to the insurance buyer, they are happy because they buy their coverage. For me, I'm happy because I'm willing to buy at 700. Because why, guys? Can you tell me over time? Will it be more than 700? Yes or no? Can you tell me? Will it be more than 700? Yes. I just need to hold. As simple as that. Because index investing, ETF investing is one thing that will go up. I cannot do this on individual stock because stocks can go down to zero. Rotten apple maybe one day will appear and then my Apple stock will be worthless. It's possible. But guys, can you tell me what is the likelihood of the top 500 companies all go bankrupt and all go to zero? Can you tell me what is the likelihood of it, guys? Is it very high or is it very low? What do you think? It's super, super, super low, right? If that day happen, that means maybe really that's the end of the world. Money doesn't matter anymore because all 500 companies bankrupt altogether. A nuclear war literally just broke out, and we don't need to fight for money. We need to fight for survival. Okay, so that is a different story. But if that day doesn't come, actually we always evolve. Even I think even that day happened, right? We will always rise back stronger because we've been through so many wars before. And what happened to S&P? It goes up. So history always rhyme. Okay, it always happens the same thing. So that's why I'm always happy to buy. Actually, at 710, I'm also happy to buy. But if I can buy it cheaper, why not? So if you can given a chance, right? How many of you would like to buy it cheaper than 710? If you'd like to buy it cheaper, can you type C in the chat? Okay, C stands for cheaper. That means I can promise to buy something even cheaper. And at the same time, guys, get paid doing so. That's the most important thing. You do what you love and you get paid doing so. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, how many of you would love me to do a live demo? If you love me to do a demo, can you type demo in the chat? Demonstration. So S&P 500. Okay, let's do a demonstration on this ETF called SPY. Can everybody type SPY in the chat? Okay, so SPY right now is about 710 per stock. Okay, so now very importantly, when you do options, okay, we are talking about put option. Okay, so we are selling this coverage, and that's why we are selling put. Can everybody type sell put in the chat? Okay, so we're selling put option because we want to own this anyway, right? That's the whole reason why we sell put. Okay, so now let me share screen from my handphone because all my brokerage account I use handphone right now. I don't use desktop anymore. It's so much convenient to have just have your phone, you can travel, and then you can still make money. Okay, so I use different brokerage platform. Longbridge is one of them. So let's say, for example, okay, I'm choosing SPY, right? For example, SPY. I switched to Longbridge like about a year ago. Actually, no, since last year June. So that's less than 1 year. Okay. But I actually have quite a lot of money inside. So after that, okay, what we need to do is you can see SPY 710, right? So I click on options, and now very importantly is we need to make sure this is a put option. So I will always make sure I choose put because I want to be providing insurance because I want to buy the stock at the price I want, right? But in case some of you think, oh, I don't want to buy at, let's say right now it's 707. I don't want to buy at 707. I want to buy it cheaper. And if you can lower your price, actually you lower your risk even more, right? So let's say I choose 700 bucks. Okay, guys, can you see? Okay, I can choose 700 bucks. You can see here, right? So how much do I get paid? When I click this, okay, I click sell. Now, this is the premium that I will get. Can you see? $819. Can everybody type 819 in the chat? Okay, this is the premium you will get to collect. As an insurance seller, you collect money, right? So this is the money we get to collect by providing this promise. And very importantly, how long is this promise? It depends on you. For me, I like to sell monthly options, and sometimes I even do weekly. You can do that. Can you see? There are almost options every day. Okay. 2 days, 3 days, 7 day. I'm using a 25-day as an example. Can everybody type 25? Okay, this is a 25-day option. And I just need to hold on to this promise for 25 days only. So what happened is 25 days down the road, do I get to buy my stocks? Well, it depends on the market. If it dropped below my 700, because right now I'm making a promise to say, hey, no matter what, 700 or below, I will still buy from you at 700. So if it drop below, I buy. If it doesn't drop below, I collect free money upfront already, which is $819. Now, on top of that, okay, now very importantly, premium is 819. How much capital do I need? When it comes to options, one contract is always 100 shares. Can everybody type 100 in the chat? All right. So you are making a promise to buy 100 shares. Okay, you're promising to buy 100 shares of SPY. So guys, can you tell me how much capital do you need for this? 100 shares at 700 each. So you need 70,000. 70,000. Okay, not 7,000 because it's 100 shares, not 71,000 because it's 700 strike price. Okay, we choose 700. We only buy when it drops below 700. Anything above 700, we don't buy. So that's why we always commit 70,000. Okay, now very importantly is let's calculate our ROI, our return on investment, because this is what investing is about. You want to increase your ROI, right? So we collect 819 bucks. Divide by our capital requirement in this case, it's 70K. So let's do a very quick calculation here. Let me bring out my calculator. So $819 divided by $70,000. Okay, this is for 25 days. So this one, I divide by 25 days, right? I times 30 days. I will know per month, in this case, 1 month, my ROI, 100%, is about 1.4%. So 1 month, 1.4, I rinse and repeat. Okay, for options, I always do it every single month. I rinse and repeat. And let's say I rinse repeat 12 months. Okay, every single month, you remember, you do, you are getting about 16.8%, about 17%. So in this case, okay, from originally, if you still remember, your ROI for S&P is 10% only. But right now, it increased to close to 17%. Okay, so can everybody type 17%? So technically, this is not my highest ROI, but I want to show you if you do options, even with lowering your risk, guys. Literally, I'm not buying at 710. I'm lowering my risk and buy at $700. I'm saving this amount, yet I still get paid almost 17% in 1 year. Okay, now let me show you the key thing is if you do this over an extended period of time, okay, because investing is about rinse and repeat, right? So when you rinse and repeat this at 17%, okay, from 10%, right now I increase to 17. Guys, let's take a look. Originally, you start off with your $50,000 portfolio. You still invest $6,000 per year. Nothing changed. 30 years also didn't change. But right now, because you increase from 10% to 17%, let's see what happened to your portfolio. 3, 2, 1. Guys, are you mind blown by this number? If you are, can you type options in the chat? From just now, 2 mil, just a 7% increase. Now you have 10 million already. Is it enough? I personally think 10 million is enough for retirement for sure. The whole idea is you just have to rinse and repeat. Exactly. You can eat seafood buffet every day, but make sure you take care of your health because that is a lot of high calorie and cholesterol. Okay, but that's the whole thing. So very good. Okay, Cecilia said, wow, but $70,000, that's very high for capital. Is there any way to lower my initial capital? How many of you would want to find out that? If you love it, right, can you type L in the chat? L stands for lower, okay? Not 70,000, but lower. Okay, so now how does that work? Okay, like I said, SPY is just one of the ETF. It's just one of the most, I would say, the basic ETF. There are other ETF out there that, by the way, also tracks the S&P, but there are also other ETF that track something that is even faster than S&P, that is lower. in terms of the ticket price. That's how, right? For example, right, if you have a lower portfolio, like lower amount, you can use other ETF and you do ABOS on other ETF as well. But imagine today you have this account size. Actually, you already collected just now was about 800 plus, right? Close to $900. 1K US dollar per month passive income. And that 1K generated you, in this case, okay, almost close to a 16 to 17% year on year return using options. How many of you can see the power of ABOS? You can see that, right? Can you type ABOS in the chat? Because this is what Buffett do. Okay, when he sell options, but of course he sell a lot bigger quantum lah. But that's the whole idea. He loved to do sell put, and he loved to do it on. Actually, he loved to do it on index, because index in this case is something that will go up in the long run, and he literally just collect free money, and he used the free money to do what? To invest even more, right? So that's how, using this, your financial freedom is actually very, very attainable. Right? How many of you can see that? Actually, investing doesn't have to be complicated. You just do the simple thing, you rinse and repeat, you are able to get an extraordinary result. Right? All you do is make sure you take action. How many of you can see that? You can see that, can you type A? A stands for action. Right? So that's why I do action. Can you see? I take action every day. Every month, okay? September 2004, and then October 2007, and then November, I was slightly busier, so I 600. Okay, but still, okay, every single month I rinse and repeat. That was last year. This year I continue to rinse and repeat. And guys, make a guess, right? This amount of cash flow I collected, in this case about 5K, what is my capital requirement? Do I need a lot of money to do this? For 6 months, I collected about 5K. What is my capital requirement? Okay, not very high. In case you cannot guess, it's about 50K. So if you have 5,000, then you collect 500 lor, right? So something like that, okay? If you have bigger amount, then you collect more, right? So everything is relative. So that's why if you can start with a bigger portfolio, technically you can collect more passive income. But if you cannot, use the $5,000, still do on ETF that is within the quantum, and you still are able to generate passive income. As simple as that, right? And if you think about it, this is 6 months time. It's about 9.6% in 6 months. So that's about 20% per year, because I do on different ETF, and that's how I combine into an ETF options portfolio. How many of you can see that? If you can see that, can I see in the chat? Okay, see some of the combination of different ETF combined with different options strike price I do, then it become an ETF options portfolio, right? So now, even to today, like I said, I just rinse and repeat. These are some of my track record. March, April, basically, especially during the recent last 2 weeks, I sell more put because the market was very, very good for seller, right? We collected a lot of passive income. And guys, all this 480, 390, all this, I collected for free. I didn't have to buy shares because the market goes up. So that's how all this free passive income is good pocket money for me. I can use it to treat myself. I can use it to go for a holiday. I can also use it to invest. Okay, so that's how I like to do options as well. So another of my student, Peter, right? So he also graduated from this 3-day option to freedom bootcamp. And after that, he just rinse and repeat. Okay, you can see ABOS. Another strategy called ARIS. Today, I have no time to go through, but basically that's another option strategy, right? So he used these two combined together with ETF. He generated 1,005 in 2 weeks. How many of you think that this is good results? Okay, if you think it's good result, right, can you type options in the chat, right? Only options will be able to help you to do that. And that is 10, 12 to 13% ROI, okay, in a short period of time, right? So now, so just now Cecilia said, oh, okay, but wow, Chloe, you know, SPY too expensive. I don't have 70K, okay? So I do have this watch list. It's my own ETF portfolio watch list that I literally buy, and the ETF are different price range, from low ETF price range to higher ETF price range, but basically all of them can do options. Okay, how many of you would love to have this watch list? Okay, if you love it, can you type watch list in the chat? Okay, these are my top 5 ETF that I personally own, and I will keep on buying actually. Okay, and this watch list has made me quite a lot of money. Okay, watch list. Okay, so stay till the end. I will share with you how you can get it as well. And in fact, one of my students, ST, right? So she also have a relatively smaller portfolio. So when she started, she also used this watch as well. And she also used ABOS and generated 16.6% return. Okay, using the exact strategy I shared with you, but on a different ETF, right? And that's how, when you do that, you are able to really grow your millions in a very, very peaceful manner through combining ETF with options. And that's why, right, reflecting the past 5 years, right, like me literally going through the journey. In fact, I've been investing more than 10 years. In the first 5 years, I tell you, it was a lot of emotion roller coaster for me because I was doing a lot of things that most people out there also do. We like to trade, we like to do individual stock picks because we think that we can always beat the market. But guys, after that, right, I shift. I just decided to shift because these first two strategies doesn't work for me. And when I shift, right, I experience the market drop from going down to going up and then go down and then go up again. I finally realized one thing. What we truly need to do as an investor is do the boring thing. Do the boring thing, stick to something that truly works because there are many shiny objects out there. But those shiny objects usually don't last. But when you do something that truly works, that is time proven, that's how you are able to compound your wealth. How many of you agree that you need something that is proven? If you agree, can you type P in the chat? Okay, P stands for proven. That is time tested. That is people tested. That Buffett himself also say this again and again, right? So that's how when I combine ETF with options, my portfolio beat the market. Right? So if you are looking at the chart very closely, right, that was 2025 June. Okay, then you must be thinking, then Chloe, what happened now? It's been close to a year since 2025 June. What happened to your latest portfolio? So what happened was I took out the money, all right? I took out almost 500K previously. I was using Weibo. I still use Weibo, but just not so much money inside. Still about 500. Right now it's about 500K already. So I took out 500K and I pumped inside another brokerage platform. Like I said, I pumped into Longbridge. And then after that, guys, can you see? 9 months down the road, it's still up another 20%. How many of you can see that this is a proven method? If you can see that, can you type me in the chat? So it really doesn't matter which brokerage platform you use. I use different brokerage platform. It's the same strategy because you know how to drive. You know how to drive every single car. So the whole idea is you must learn the skill first because only when you learn the skill of driving, you can drive. Only when you learn the skill of investing, you can invest any platform, right? I think the investing will become your oyster because making money is really money grow money. You no longer need to trade time for money, right? So if you think that, right, the investing system doesn't work for you, okay, by the way, this investing system that I've been doing for my self portfolio doesn't just work for me. I want to show you one of my students. Her name is Zen. Before she joined my program, she wasn't Zen. She started investing, but she anyhow invest. She lost money. And after that, she decided to say, heck, I'm just going to focus on ETF. And this is what she did. She realized that ETF, firstly, is low maintenance. So if you don't like to be busy, you don't like to monitor, it's great for you. Secondly, it's less risky. And thirdly, because of that, she has this emotion stability right now. Now, when the market drop, right, wow, she'll be so happy she buy more. And that's how she make more money when the market recover, which it always recover. So after that, you can see 1 month, in just 1 month, her portfolio went up 12%. But guys, this is in 2024, 2 years ago. I want to show you today, 2 years down the road, where she recently updated me her portfolio about 2 days ago. Guys, can you see? 2 years down the road. This is her ETF portfolio. Some lost, but overall, she is net 38% return. So guys, can you tell me in 2 years, as someone very young, as you can see, didn't have a lot of money, she started with ETF and combined with options, she made 38%. Is this considered good? Yes or no? Do you think it's good? It's very good. She beat the market. How she do it? Exactly what I shared with you just now, right? And then after that, 厉害了啊. Now, guys, I want you to see her transformation. Like I said, before that, she anyhow do, right? You can see she lost money. And she didn't start big. She only have about 15K because she is very young, right? I think it's a fresh graduate not long ago. So over time, since she implemented my ETF mastery program strategy, can you see her portfolio just grow consistently up? How many of you would love to have this consistency in your own journey? If you love it, right, can you type C in the chat? Okay, C stands for consistency. And results don't lie. My student results don't lie. All right. Now, after that, let me show you another person. This student, okay, Evelyn. She only started ETF 1 year ago. Okay, in 1 year, some of her ETF went up 80%. And this is the exact ETF that actually inside my watch list as well. If you're wondering, that is inside my watch list. And she said, guys, okay, can you see ETF? If you pick the right ETF, right? Okay, not just S&P, of course, it can grow very fast. And in fact, it grows faster than many individual stocks. Okay, I tell you, most individual stocks don't even make 80% in 1 year, but ETF can make you 80% in 1 year if you know what to pick. And another student, Shuba, she joined my program 2 years ago. Can you see in 2 years, she grew her portfolio by 70%. She made 26,000 USD. Guys, okay, if you are thinking that, hey, Chloe, how come all your students all ladies are? Is this only for a lady program? Okay, now let me show you some guys' return in case you are wondering how come only guys, only ladies. Okay, this is a guy, Constantine. He just joined us not long ago. Okay, he just joined, I think, if I'm not wrong, about 3 months ago in January. All right, you can see in 4 months' time, 16% return, and he beats the market because it combined ETF with options once again. All right. And then another student who is also a guy, James, in 1 year's time, the ETF that he learned how to pick from me made him how much? The 3,000, sorry, actually it's $40,000. I should update this. So 40K, 60K, 70K, actually I should update this, almost 75K. Guys, if you have a bigger portfolio and you buy the right ETF, in just 1 year, actually you can make a lot of money. How many of you can see the power of ETF right now? If you can see that, can you type ETF in the chat? So don't be lied to by people who say that ETF very slow lah, so boring. Why you choose ETF? When you start doing, then you show them your result. Like, say, guys, this is ETF. ETF can be very, very profitable if you know what to do. Another my student, Peter, okay, actually just now I showed you already, right? So Peter, he already made 3,005 in 5 weeks, applying what he learned from my 3-day program. And then that was 5 weeks later. But now today, guys, can you see? Every single week, his average income is 1,001 every single week. How many of you would love to have this life skill, okay, that can really generate you passive income in a very, very peaceful and zen way? If you love it, right, can you type me in the chat? Okay, because this is for people who are committed, who want to really level up, who don't just want to stop here, but really want to master how I can actually combine different ETF and combine with the right option strategies to do this. And this is exactly what I teach in my 3-day ETF options to freedom mastery program, because I've seen so many people. Okay, I just so many people. Okay, by the way, this is Ivan, who not just learn ETF from me, he also learned CPF investing from me. So just now you think that CPF is very slow, right? I also agree. Okay, so after he learned from me, totally different. Okay, by the way, this is my own CPF. I grew my CPF 53% in 5 years. And once again, I don't just want to show my result, I want to show my student result. Okay, this is Gina, who learned from me 5 years ago. Okay, so she wrote this testimonial 3 years ago. Okay, after 2 years of applying, she made 3,000. At first, seems slow, but guys, do you know 5 years down the road how much her CPF has grown? 20K. And what is her compounded year-on-year return for her CPF? 15%. 15% as compared to your 2.5% OA. Which one will you choose? Would you choose to invest your CPF, yes or no? If you know this proven way of growing your CPF, would you like to learn? Okay, if you love to learn, can you type CPF in the chat? Yeah. And this is something that I'm very passionate because creating wealth, not just for myself, when I'm able to see my student flourish, I just feel so touched because it just shows that it works. And all you need to do is to make sure you trust this system and really just keep on doubling down and keep on doing it. It will work for you because I've seen so many of my students seeing successful results like this, not just for 1 year, not just for 2 years, but this actually is 5 years. All right. So for me, I really see the transformation. Like in the past, I was so trapped by trading, by stock picking. But right now, when I shift to ETF, right now, 90% of my portfolio all in ETF, and I do options on it. It literally free me. But of course, not all ETF are made equal. If you anyhow buy ETF, right, for example, ARKK, wow, if you bought it 3 years, congratulations, you lose 80%. Okay, TQQQ, congratulations, you lose 50%. And by the way, right now, ETF getting so popular, number of ETF out there is 8,000, which are actually more than number of stocks that you can pick. So I just want to say there are many lousy ETF and rubbish out there that you should totally stay away, and you should really learn the right way of selection. Okay, can everybody type S in the chat? Okay, SS for selective. You cannot be anyhow buy. Oh, this person say this ETF is good, and then I anyhow buy. No, 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 no. You must select the right ETF. Then you're able to see this kind of growth and in a very zen and peaceful way. That is the most important thing, right? Just like stock pick, you need to pick the right stock. ETF, you must pick the right ETF as well, right? So overall, right now, my portfolio is almost growing into 2 millions because I combine ETF with options safely. And to me, managing a $2 million portfolio, I don't have to worry. I don't need to think about, wow, what if this stock drop to zero, then my millions go to zero? No, because I know all the ETF that I pick will definitely continue to go up. And that's how it really gives me a lot of peace. And that's why I felt like whenever I travel, right, I don't need to look at the market. And in fact, when the market drops, I'm even happier. I'm willing to actually do more options, buy more ETF because I know it will go up. That's all I need to do. I just have to keep on doubling down and trusting the system. And that's how I'm able to compound my millions in a really Zen way. How many of you would love to have Zen in your life? Zen sense of peace. Okay, if you love to have Zen, right, can you type Zen in the chat? Right? So ETF with options really give me that kind of freedom that I've been long looking for. And when I share this with my students, they see their life transform. And I'm so happy that they literally want, like, experience the results that they always wanted since they started applying what I taught them. Right? So why am I sharing all this? Because I've realized many people struggle like me. When I did this form, do you know I did this 2 years ago, right? I asked so many of my community members who actually went to attend many different programs, went to attend many different stock picks lah, trading lah, they all attend. Okay, but guys, what happened? After years, they tell me, I've started investing, but I'm not making money. Next page, I started investing, but I'm not making money. Next page, not making money. Next page, not making money. And I keep on scrolling and scrolling. Everyone tell me the same thing. So the Google result is not a liar. 90% of people can't even do stock pick properly. 90% of people can't even trade properly. And that is why I realized that if only I can share my system, which is actually combine ETF with options, I think their portfolio is going to change. And literally, I see so many amazing students return in the last 2 years since I started coaching people how I do what I do. And I'm so happy that they trusted the process, and that's why they are able to see the results. So the most important thing is really just be a good boy, be a good girl, focus on something that truly work. Can everybody type good in the chat? Right? So if you experience losses before, you can turn it around. If you don't know how to invest, you can start properly. You just do the right thing from the very beginning, your portfolio will be very different. I promise you that I've seen so many of my students who at first they couldn't see it because they haven't embarked on it until now, 1 to 2 years down the road, they say, wow, Chloe, I really thank you. Thank you for teaching me this. And I want you to also experience this transformation journey yourself as well, right? 1 to 2 years down the road, and able to really, most importantly, build a long-lasting portfolio that can last with time, and you and your family will be thankful for, right? So Yeah, so that is why right now, okay, so for those who are very committed to come and learn even more, okay, I want to spend about another 15 minutes time to come and share with you a little bit more about my 3-day program. Is that okay with everyone? If that's okay, can you type okay in the chat, right? Because I just cannot believe that no one else is teaching this. Like nobody, if you join programs out there, everybody teach you stock picks, everybody teach you trading, but most people lose money. Why not teach something that is simple, but it's proven, but it's long lasting? And that's why I felt like I'm the only person doing this. And I really wish more people can learn how to do it properly. And thank you so much. Already signed up. Wow, thank you so much, Charlene. Yes, I think yesterday you made sign up immediately. So congratulations. You are action taker. I can't wait to see you during the bootcamp. So now, very importantly, this program is not for everyone. It's only for you if you don't want to spend countless of hours doing stock pick and still get it wrong. You don't want to struggle to get consistent return. You just want to do the right thing from the very beginning. And most importantly, right, you just focus on one thing. And you just keep on repeat and repeat, proven to work. If this is what you want, then this program is for you. Now, very importantly, the dates is actually coming up very soon. It's this weekend. And I highly encourage you, if you can attend as soon as possible, you start your journey as soon as possible, the sooner you have the capability to grow your wealth faster. So I would say join the April batch if you can, but for some reason, if you really cannot, then join the July batch. Okay, but very importantly, it's gonna be a 2.5 day. Friday we start evening, Saturday, Sunday is 2 full days because we have a lot of things we need to cover. Now, the first thing is mastery. We have total 5 mastery level. Level 1, how do we select ETF that really accelerate way faster than S&P? Okay, I'm putting at 20 to 30% because I don't want to give you sometimes you say, wow, Chloe, you say 20, you say, well, for example, actually this one 96%, okay? But if you buy it during the right time, actually, there are ETF that grow 96%. But I just want to give you the bare minimum first, okay? 20 to 30%, okay? So that I manage your expectation a bit. Then after that, secondly, how do you combine your options to double your return, right? And after that, okay, if you think that ETF is good, right, it's fantastic. But then you say, okay, but Chloe, what if I want slightly faster result, right? I don't just want to buy and hold. What should I do? Okay, guys, this is what you can do. You need to combine a little bit of TA. Can everybody type TA in the chat, okay? So the way that I teach TA is very simple, and that's why my student can get it. Okay, so this is what you see. So right now, based on TA, right, during that time, it dropped 9%, 16%. And then after that, I share with my students, guys, look at this TA, this is how we do it. And then after that, in 1.5 months, that 2 ETF went up 5 to 11%. And just to show you actual real ETF during real coaching. So this was what happened when I applied the TA skill set that you're going to learn. So this is one of the ETF that I shared during class. And during that time, it dropped. Can you see? It dropped, right? So based on TA level, it's actually a very good level to buy. So what happened was I tell them, guys, okay, look at this ETF, okay? And what happened is after that, I literally say in my Telegram, hey, guys, can you see? It went up 27% in 1.5 months. And I bought, okay? I bought it. And then I also did sell put on it, which is ABOS strategy. Okay, so when you combine the right TA and you do it on great ETF, that's how you can rebound and make profits way faster, and in fact even safer because you bought it at a cheap price, right? So this is about technical analysis, and you will also be learning that as mastery level 3. Okay, so this is number 3. Okay, so how many of you are excited to learn this already? If you are excited, can you type 3 in the chat? Okay, very simple. The way that I teach is very simple. Now, more level 4, most importantly, is how do we construct a portfolio? Because the ETFs that you choose could be different from how I choose it. I will share with you actually what are my ETFs, but maybe you have certain insights that I don't have that you want to choose certain ETF as well. So most importantly is really construct a portfolio with different ETF that suit your portfolio objective. That is number 4. And the best part of this live training, in my opinion, guys, I want to ask, how many of you would love to peek into my own personal portfolio? If you love it, can you type P in the chat? Okay, P stands for peek. Okay, literally look into my portfolio. What exactly am I buying, and what did I buy, and how much I bought? And I will show you 100%. no gatekeeping, because I believe in transparency. Everything that I do, I share with you. I don't do, I share with you, so that you can literally learn my model and see how you can fit into your own self as well, right? So I will show you 100%. How many of you love that? If you love that, can you type 5 in the chat? Okay, that is Mastery 5. I will show you exactly what am I picking as well, right? So do you know back then, right, when I joined my, like many years back, options program, 3 days as well, that is 4 over 1,000 Sing dollar. And in my opinion, okay, I felt that it's a very powerful skill set. And that's why even until today, I use options and I do it, most importantly, in a very safe way right now that make me multiple times of this investment. Okay. But of course, okay, the value of it actually is easily more than that. But today is not going to be this price. But very importantly, I want to show you, okay, for example, Zen, who joined me 2 years ago, she already made $9,000, close to 10K, as someone who has very low portfolio size. She also made 9.6K. So if you ask me, right, this skill set is definitely way more than $4,000 because you can make back multiple 4K. Okay, but now that's James, that's another student. But what if today, guys? If I can teach you this skill set almost free, right? How many of you would love to acquire this skill set? If you love it, right, can you type S in the chat? Okay, S stands for skill set. Good. Now, I want to share with you, okay, how you can get it almost free. Now, firstly, it's not going to be 100% free because I also have the same mistake. When people give me free things, I just don't cherish it. I don't even look at it. I have other people program before. I don't even attend because I think I have free lah. Then that's why not valuable. I don't want that to happen to my program because I know it's so valuable. And that is why there will be some form of commitment from you. But very importantly, the commitment is so doable. And most importantly is after that, you come and take action together with me during the 3 days itself. You are going to see results. And most importantly, actually start making back your course fee. Now, how does that work? Bonus number 1. Firstly, remember, some of you say, I don't have 70,000 to start. What can I do? Guys, remember, I have this watch list. I literally have different ETF at different price that can do options on it as well. And that's why when you sign up today, you will get my watch list. And in fact, this watch list have made SD, okay, she did options on it, 16%. But, okay, in case you're wondering, Evelyn, ETF number 2 is inside this watch list. And ETF number 2 has already made her 5K. So can you tell me how valuable is this watch list? To me, I think it's so valuable that I can't even put a number to it. But if I really have to, easily, I think it's worth $800 because it has made multiple of $800, not just for myself, but for my students as well. Okay, that is number 1. So the value easily over 5K. Now, secondly, okay, bonus number 2 is for those who love to invest your CPF and your SRS, this is what I'm going to teach you as well as part of the 3-day as a bonus. Now, remember, Gina, 2 years ago, actually 3 years ago, right? She already made 3K, but today her portfolio went up to $19,000 and my portfolio went up to 53% using one very simple CPF SRS investing strategy. And I'm going to teach you how you can do that as well. How many of you would love to grow your CPF? If you love it, can you type grow in the chat? And this is exactly what you will learn as part of the bootcamp bonus. All right. So Gina already made $3,000 2 years ago. So can you tell me like how much is this worth? Right now she made 20K. I think easily it's worth $3,000 for sure. All right. So that is why I think like this bonus is also super valuable. But last but not least, okay, there is additional one more bonus. Okay, before I reveal to you, okay, now the value is easily 7K. But of course, there's one more bonus. Okay, bonus number 3 is what? Remember I said you can actually start making back your course fee together with me. How does that work? Okay, if you still remember why our class has to be on Friday evening time is because options market, US market opens at night during weekday. All right, that's why we purposely have to do it from Friday. And then after that, you know exactly what to do already. Then we can actually go and place live trade together. How many of you would love to do live trade? If you love it, can you type live in the chat? Right? So you know the power of options. And actually with different ETF, they're different budget size. And that's why during the live trade, I will also show you different ETF that shows different budget size so that you can literally participate in the live trade together with me. And if you have more money, actually you already make $1,000 using SPY. But of course, there are so many things more than SPY, right? So especially if you are very new, I think step-by-step guidance is super important, and that is why we will be guiding you step by step together as well. So you can see people who participated and took action together. When I asked them, hey guys, do you make money? Okay, guys, you remember this name? Zen. Yeah, Zen. Yeah, if you still remember her, yes, she was there 2 years ago and she participated. She took her first live trade. She was in profit, and even until today, she do options. Okay, the most important thing is you learn once and you rinse and repeat. You are able to actually make back the course fee. Okay, as simple as that. So once you make back the course fee, actually these are already $1,000. Okay, easily you can make back the course fee, and after that, it becomes free for you. And most importantly, as you gain a life skill that can generate you income for the rest of your life, right? That's the most important thing, that I want you to do it for yourself, right? Just like Peter right now, how he makes $1,000 per week using what he learned during the boot camp. Rinse and repeat. Can everybody type R and R? Okay, R and R stands for rinse and repeat. All you do is rinse and repeat. You will definitely make back your course fee. So that's why every single thing add up together, right? Easily the value is over $1,000. But today, like I said, it's not going to be 8K, right? So I want to give you guys a very special scholarship in 2026. But most importantly is I want you guys to make a promise. It's the savings that you get. Please fund your account. Because only when you fund your account, you come to the training together with me, you literally hands-on start building your portfolio with real money. How many of you can see the importance of actually taking action? Okay, if you can see that, can you type action in the chat? Okay, so that's why for Action Taker, for 2026, there's this very, very special scholarship rebate that I'm giving you instead of $8,000, right, guys? Okay, if today, if you can choose to remove one number from it, what number would you like to remove? Which number would you like to remove? And that will be the investment you are coming in to learn from me, and then you can make back your course fee already. Oh, wow. Okay, all of you choose 8. You guys very smart. Okay, I shall give you $8,000 discount. Okay, so instead of 8,004, right now it's only 497 US dollar. Guys, every single thing, right? If you apply exactly what I'm going to teach you, how can you not make back? I've seen Zen, Evelyn, so many students actually make back multiple times, and that is my goal for you. Please don't just set your standard to be just making back course fee. Please set your standard way higher, multiple times. Okay, this is what I want to do for you. And last but not least, okay, for the first 20 action taker, okay, because the stock market reward action taker as well, and that's why I want to make sure I continue to guide you. So for the first 20 action taker, this is what happened. Okay, some of you say, okay, Chloe, so 3 days boot camp. After that, what happened? What if during the boot camp, I might not have fully understand and comprehend? And what if I want to clarify some questions that you taught, you shared during the boot camp? Guys, how many of you would love to have a community that will continue to support you even after the boot camp ends? If you love it, can you type C in the chat? Okay, C stands for community. And you can see Constantine, okay, if you still remember, that's his face, right? He actually also used the community to ask questions even after the boot camp to clarify whatever things that he couldn't really fully comprehend, right? Because, well, at the end of the day, it's really a lot of things happening during the 3 days. And that's why the recording will also be provided for you. And on top of that, there's this community support. But of course, I can't do this to everyone because if not, the community grow too big and very hard to manage. And that's why only for the first 20 of the cohort, I will be able to give you this bonus. And that is why every single thing add up together, including the first 20, which is, I think, is priceless. It's only 497 USD, right? So if you are someone who are very, very serious about taking back control of your own finances and you want to do the right way and the proven way, make sure join this program. You can scan this QR code right now, and only for the first 20 people will get this Telegram community support. All right. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, text, just put it in the chat. I will be able to answer you right away. And I think yesterday, one of you signed up, right? So you have already signed up. You are definitely the first 20. So congratulations. All right. Because every cohort, yes, sure, Charlene, you are already the first 20. Okay. So double check your welcome email. The Telegram community group link has been sent to you. Make sure you join that Telegram as well. Okay, so when is the bootcamp schedule? Okay, very good. Okay, the bootcamp schedule is happening this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 24th to 26th of April is the most upcoming one. If you can make it, that's the best, because let's take action fast. Okay, stock market reward fast action taker. But for some reason you say, Chloe, I really cannot join April because I already have a schedule on. Then sign up now. You still get every single bonus, including the top 20 community support, and you go for the July batch, which is because I only do it every quarter. All right, yeah. So the July one, a link unable to scan. Okay, let me just thank you. Okay, let me just give you this link over here. Okay, so if you click on this, you should be able to see a link that it's working right now. Okay, let me double check. Okay, maybe because too many of you joining together, so that's why my system a bit hang. Okay, so I managed to open up. Okay, guys, so this is how it goes. This is the options to freedom ETF mastery bootcamp that I'm talking about just now. So including the 3-day live online, it will be via Zoom. On top of that, all right, you also already, once you join, actually, you already have some immediate modules to kickstart your learning right away. If you want to, you can start watching. It's a 12-module course right away. And then you will have a direct access to my portfolio because I literally showcased to you during the bootcamp and TA training, right? My top 5 watch list, my CPF SRS automated training, options live trade. We're going to do it together during the bootcamp, and the first 20 will have this community sign up. Okay, so there are a couple of you guys signing up. Okay, some of you guys signing up a day ago. Okay, so congratulations. And then all you need to do is to choose your preferred payment plan. So if you want to choose 3-month installment, it's $197 per month. But if you choose to do one-time payment, $497 will give you more savings. So I would suggest $497 is a better deal. Okay, but it's up to you if you want to do installment for more casual purposes. And all you need to do is fill out the form. All right. So let me see any additional questions. Okay, so Diana just purchased. Okay, congratulations, Diana. Okay, let me just make sure the first 20. I'm just going to read out part of your email address. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. So if you have any questions right now while I'm checking the first 20 sign up, feel free to ask me inside the chat. I'll be able to assist you from there. Okay, so over here, okay, so I can see, hold on. I can see, so Eva, okay, Eva, congratulations, okay, you are the first 20. Also, let me see, hold on, let me just open up my system as well. I can see Jensen. Jensen, congratulations. Okay, you are also the first 20. Let me drink some water first. Hold on. And then I can also see Gabriella. Okay, Gabriella, congratulations. Okay, so Jensen, Gabriella, Eva, and then I have Belle, 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 congratulations, Belle or Bella. All right, and then I also have, okay, actually a lot of you coming in now. Hold on. Oh, the Jensen I read already. Okay, hold on. Give me a while. Okay, too many. Jing, congratulations. You are also the first 20. Okay, but okay. Okay, maybe if you want me to read out, I will check for you, okay? If not, I think it's gonna take a long time. Okay, so let me double check. Okay, so the okay, so this one, you will have lifetime access to the recording because once we finish the bootcamp, I will send you the recording and you can watch it again and again. All right. So in fact, actually, even before the bootcamp, if you also want to watch the material, you can already watch the material. All right. So okay. So Charlene, if you join the separate CPF SIS bootcamp, right? That course, right? That is a online module, but this one we are going to do it live. And on top of that, the one that you enroll in actually include 6 other courses which includes SA investing, which includes tax deduction and all this. So that one actually have additional material that is more Singapore focused. So you can start watching that as well. But during the bootcamp, we will actually cover live how you actually do the CPF and SRS together. Then you can actually take action together as well. All right. So let me see. Not in okay. Any chance to make payment alternative? Okay, Adeline. Okay, over here, actually this one using internet online credit card, so don't need to be Singaporean. So this one, you just use your credit card, you'll be able to join regardless whether you are in Singapore or not. All right. So okay, so we focus a lot more on ETF. Once we select the right ETF, remember 5 mastery level. Firstly, we must learn how to select the right ETF. With the right ETF, then we combine with options. So these two are the key pillar of this program. Because if you just learn options, but you anyhow do on stocks, which many people anyhow do on stocks, and that's why they lose a lot of money. But when you do on the right ETF, which I'm going to teach you, select the right ETF together, then we combine options. That's how you are able to do it very safely. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so Stefan, I don't just focus on put options. There's also call options that I will be teaching. So that's why, because today we can only have so much time to cover one of the option strategy, and then during the bootcamp, I will have more time. That's why it's a 3 days together technically. All right. So you can recycle. Okay. So Fiona, that's a very good question. So during the bootcamp, I will also teach you, if you manage to get the stocks, how can you ramp up your stocks to get additional cash flow, right? So that you can rinse and repeat this. And this is what Peter has been doing. He has been collecting weekly, like remember, $1,000 over dollar weekly income, because he rinse and repeat this. And that will be another strategy we'll be covering during the bootcamp that we don't have time to go through today. All right. Is there any chances loss of funds or top-ups? So James, actually the way that I do options is very safe. I never encourage students to leverage. In fact, if you leverage, it's very dangerous, because Munger, okay, if you still remember Buffett's best mentor, he said 3L is the worst thing: liquid, ladies, and leverage. Okay, if you don't leverage, actually you already avoid a lot of risk. So don't leverage. I will never ask you to leverage. You only do options with the capital that you have. You don't need to top up. Okay, that's the whole idea. Okay, we only invest the money that you have. We never invest outside of whatever things that we didn't foresee. Okay, that's why my program is very different from a lot of other programs out there, because they anyhow teach, and that's how some students anyhow leverage and lose a lot of money. And I don't want that to happen to you. All right. So yes, leverage is super scary. Okay. So what is the minimum capital you need? Okay. So Jason, this one depends on you. I would suggest if you can start with 3K to 5K, that would be best, because that's how you have at least more ETF for you to select from. But if you can select, like you have more than 5K, like let's say you have 10K, 20K, or some of my students start 100K, right? That's how they made so much money last year. They literally have way more options to select from as well. So once again, everyone has different budget size, but I would say if you can start with 3K, that would be ideal. But even if you cannot, some of my students are like uni students, so they really don't have a few $1,000s to start. So what I would suggest them is, don't focus on options first, focus on ETF selection and build an ETF portfolio. Even with a $2,000 portfolio, you can easily build a very solid ETF portfolio that can grow for you. And once you start work, you put in more money, that's how you are able to grow and compound and actually start doing more options more as well. All right. Yes. Okay. Wow. Okay. Lan. Okay. Yes, of course. Crypto is an asset class. It's highly speculative. It doesn't base on any business. So that is why it can be giving you very high return, but it can also drop like crazy. Okay. So for me, I have a little bit of crypto portfolio, but crypto is only less than 5% of my portfolio. 90% of my portfolio is in something that's safe and steady, like ETF. All right. Yes. So crypto not Zen. Not Zen. Okay. It's only if you like roller coaster, you go for crypto lah. Okay. So any cons we need to know? Well, technically, actually, I will be covering the cons even during the bootcamp. So some of you may be thinking, okay, how do you know whether you're first 20? Okay, so maybe I cover some of the first 20 first, because a lot of you have been PMing me. Hold on. Let me refresh so that I can read out part of your first 20. Okay, we have, okay, so let me refresh first. ちょっと待ってください。Okay. えーっと Okay, so we have Charlie. Charlie, congratulations. Okay, but who was the one who asked me? Okay, let me double check because I need to go and find the email as well. Okay, if you don't mind PMing me your email, okay, maybe your Eng Sek Pui, Sek Pui, are you using your name to sign up? Because sometimes, okay, Joycelyn, congratulations, first 20. Then Eric. Okay, so it's Eric. So I need to go for Eric. Okay, so while I look for Eric, Chen Lam as well, first 20. And let me see where's Eric. Okay, so Eva, I read already. Let me search for Eric. Let me see. Eric. Yes. Okay, Eric, congratulations. You are also the first 20. Okay, so let me just do a quick count. Right now we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I think we have 6 more spots, okay, before the first 20 close. All right, so awesome. Okay, so let me continue to answer some of the questions. I think some of you are PMing me as well. Okay, so okay, so Adeline, if you have problem with the internet, let me try pay now. Okay, let me give you a code then. Hold on. So let me just assist first. In the meantime, whoever have questions, please just put in the chat. And then after I assist Adeline with pay now, I will be able to help you guys. Hold on. Pay now, pay now, pay now. Pay now can pay now to my corporate account, right? So let me give you my corporate account QR code. I think this should work. Share. And then after that, I think this one. Hold on, hold on. Ale. Where's my account? Okay. That is why you need a team. Okay, guys, sorry. It takes me longer. Let me see whether is this link the right link to send to the Zoom chat. Hold on, let me send to the Zoom chat from my mobile phone. Hey, how come cannot paste? Say no. Okay, hold on. I send to my WhatsApp. Then I paste it from my phone. All right, thanks everyone for your patience. Okay, why not I give my UEN? Will that work? Okay, so hold on. So in case you are wondering what is my company called, my company is called Inspire.co because I hope to inspire you guys to start investing properly. Okay, Inspire.co Private Limited. TTUEN. Okay, let me give you my Inspire.co Private Limited UEN so that you can do pay now. Okay, hold on. Awesome. Okay, I think this can work. Okay. So, all right. So for those who wants to do pay now, you can pay now through your bank to my corporate bank account. So if you are doing pay now, so please do the currency conversion, okay? Because this is 497 USD. So make sure you do the currency conversion to SGD, right? Because I don't think my corporate account accepts USD. Okay. So, all right. What is the, okay. So how is this different from, okay. So for you, if some of you have attended other options courses before, firstly, most other program focus on individual topics. I focus on ETF, right? I don't think other program teach anything about ETF investing, which I think that's why I feel my program is the only one that teaches ETF combined with options. And that's why I see students having very, very consistent and very stable return and consistent, like most importantly, good profits. Unlike program that teach you stocks that all know stocks can really go wrong. And that's why a lot of program out there, when they teach options combined with stocks, people can lose money because they do stocks. It's not the option strategy that is wrong, but it's the stock pick that is wrong. So that's why I focus on ETF, and then you do options on it. It's very safe. All right. So what other markets do you teach? So Fiona, right now I only focus on US market, but for Singapore market, for me, I actually just invest in something that is really safe, simple, and then I mainly focus on dividend investing in Singapore market, but I don't really teach that. Yeah. Stefan, I don't do SL. Because if you go through my program, right, you will understand that why there's no need for SL. Because you want to keep those stocks, you want to keep those ETF for long-term compounding. Okay, so that's why you some of you are asking about what is the con, right? Literally on day one, I will share with you my entire. How many of you would love to know my entire journey when I went through 2022 bear market? Because that bear market is not short. It's 1.5 years. What happened to my portfolio during that 1.5 years? And then what happened after that? I will literally showcase to you 100% because like I said, I want to be very transparent. I want to show you what is the bull case scenario and the bear case scenario and what can happen during the bear case and yet it's turned out to be so profitable. It's one of my best decisions ever to go through that bear market with my ETF option strategy. It made me so much money. But I will only be able to show you that during my boot camp because that is reserved for my students. All right. So, okay, so Adeline, thank you so much for that. Okay, so please can you drop me email as well that you screenshot your payment screenshot and then you drop to hi@arigatoinvestor.com. Hi@arigatoinvestor.com. Okay, just drop me that so that I will be able to see that and then I confirm that whether you are the first 20 or so. All right. So yes, okay. So Jason, I'll be teaching you that exactly during the class as well. Okay. So some of you are messaging me. Please let me know how to. Okay. So okay. So some of you join the class. So DST code. Okay, code. Code. So let me double check. So just now was 6 more spots, right? So assuming Adeline already paid, so actually 5 more spots. Okay, hold on. Let me check. Okay, so if you guys are wondering what platform, inside my welcome email, I will show you what are the platforms that I personally use. And I will actually use those platforms to demonstrate as well during the class. So I will recommend you opening up those platforms so that you can follow through. But for some reason, if you are comfortable with other brokerage platforms, some of you maybe use IBKR, some of you use Tiger, Weibo, doesn't matter because just like I said, it's a vehicle. You learn how to drive, you use any platform also can. So if you are already comfortable with other platforms, feel free to stick to your existing platform. But for those who are new, use the link that I'm providing inside the welcome email, then sign up for the account, get it funded as soon as possible. Usually account opening takes less than 1 day because you use your SingPass, most likely. It's very fast. And then you can fund your account already. Then by then, Friday, you will be ready. Okay? So hold on. Let me just once again confirm the last 5 more spots. Hold on. Okay, give me a while. Okay, CO. Okay, so I think I need to refresh. The system is hanging, guys. I want to double check, but who wants me to double check? Hold on. DSK. Okay, hold on. DSK. Okay, I just search for that directly. Hold on. DST, no wonder. Okay. Yes, okay, yes, correct. Okay, you went through and then you are the first 20 as well. Congratulations. So you should be receiving a welcome email after that. All right. So then inside the welcome email, if you're the first 20, you will also have that link to join the Telegram. So you check your welcome email, right, for the link to join the Telegram. Yes, the bootcamp has recording. So that dashes, the recording will be provided to you after the bootcamp. So it's a 3-day bootcamp. On Monday, I will send you the recording. All right. So you can rinse and repeat to watch again. Okay. All right, awesome. And then does it mean that you don't sell put, but only buy? This is why buy the dip or sell when you need to withdraw money. You don't sell ETF, but only okay. So BC very good, right? So when I have the ETF, what should I do? That's why during the bootcamp, there's another option strategy that I'll be teaching you to kind of actually rent out your ETF and collect income. So that's how with the existing ETF, you can actually continue to squeeze out income also. Yeah, that is using call options. So we will be going through both type of options. Actually, there's only two type of options. We'll be going through them, and then you will know exactly what to do when you collect the ETF and how do you continue to squeeze out additional income from there, right? Okay, good. All right, let me see any other questions. Okay, so changing, if you want to use Moomoo, you can use Moomoo as well. For me, I have Moomoo platform, but it's not the number one platform that I use currently because the fees are slightly higher. But if you are comfortable with Moomoo, you can use Moomoo. For me, I will actually be demonstrating using Longbridge. And let me see, should I use Moomoo as well? Okay, I shall decide, but one of the main platform will be Longbridge lah. Okay, so if you see the welcome email, you will also see the Longbridge sign up link. Okay, so let me see any other questions did I miss? I think I cover more or less. Okay, so last but email sent. Thank you. Okay, Adeline, I will go and confirm after this. All right. Pay now, then pay to UEN number. Yes. Okay, Sophia, if you prefer pay now, please make sure you do the currency conversion and pay to the UEN number that I shared just now. All right, so it'll be 497 USD. Please convert to Sing dollar. All right, thank you. All right, so last but not least, okay, wow, so some of you guys are still joining. So I'm just going to cover a little bit more before we wrap up. Okay, we strive to wrap up in another 5 more minutes. Okay, so for those who stay, congratulations, you get some additional things that oh, by the way, the watch list as well. Okay, so now some of you guys might be thinking, Chloe, ETF very simple lah, right? Buy S&P can already. Why do I need to join the program? Okay, how many of you have this question? If you have this question, can you type Q in the chat? Q stands for question. Okay, say buy S&P can already. Why do I need to complicate everything? Then still need to join this, join that. Okay, so now firstly, my program doesn't just teach S&P for sure. Okay, there are multiple ETF that you will get to learn how to pick high growth ETF that speed up your portfolio return even more. So if your goal is to grow faster than the market, which is S&P, then this program is for you. And secondly, I will teach you how to do options safely so that you can speed up your return in a very safe way. But actually, the most important thing is actually, if you think S&P is so simple, why haven't you started? Because I've heard so many people tell me this, right? Oh, I know S&P. I know. Then I ask, hey, have you started? And they say, no lah. No, too slow already. I don't start. Then they just keep on picking the other wrong stocks and end up losing money. I'm like, then why didn't you do something that is proven, that is recommended by Buffett himself, right? So that is why, in my opinion, it's not just about the knowledge, because you can have the S&P knowledge, or you can have maybe other ETF or even other options knowledge. But is, do you know how to integrate everything and have the right environment that really hold you to be accountable to do the right thing? Because only with the right environment, the right accountability, it's like going to gym, right? You go to the gym by yourself, maybe you feel very lost, you don't know what to do, maybe you end up injuring yourself, or maybe you feel not motivated. But the moment you have a coach beside you correcting your posture, you become way more effective and you build your muscle so much faster. How many of you agree with what I mean? Okay, if you agree, can type A in the chat, right? That having a coach beside you really speed up your entire journey. And you do the right thing from the very beginning rather than anyhow bang the wall and injure yourself, right? So that is why during the 3 days, I want to be the coach that really help you and guide you to do it properly. And if some of you lost money before, I can totally get it, that you feel discouraged. But I would say many of my students who used to lose money, like Ivan is one of them, right? Like after he learned from me, he realized that, oh my gosh, I should have started ETF way longer, way earlier, and do my CPF investing way earlier. Then by at least he said, okay, because of you, I get to start. And he's very happy with his result. So I want to give you the right way to do it so that you can see actually it's very doable. And yeah, and I just really want to inspire you to do the right thing and start making money consistently and profitably, because investing really is not hard. You just have to do the right thing. So That's why every single thing, instead of $8,000, like I said, right? I think right now probably left with the last four spots, right? So yeah, so last four spots, probably you cannot scan, so I should put in the QR code. I should put in the link again, okay? But that will be the chance to join us, and I really look forward to coaching you and guiding you, and most importantly, seeing your portfolio transform, okay, during the bootcamp and right after that, 1 to 2 years. Please give me your good message after 1 to 2 years. Hey, Chloe, this is my update. I will be so happy to hear that, right? It really touched me that knowing that my work makes an impact. That's what I want to do for you. Okay, so Lan, you want to join the July batch? Okay, good. So let me double check as well what to put our name under the next course alert. Okay, so where to put okay, so Stefan and Lan, once you sign up, okay, let me just firstly confirm first, and then after that, all right, you should be receiving a welcome email. Please reply to that welcome email and say that you can't make it for April batch. Then I will postpone you to July batch. Right, as simple as that. But you have to reply to the welcome email so that I know. Right. So the order, but Lan, is it okay that you give me your email? You can PM me rather than give me your order number. Wait, or can I see the order number based on it? Okay. 113183. Yeah, okay, because my app is not loading, so it's not refreshing. So if you can give me your email would be better. If not, it just doesn't load so much. Okay, so yep, all right. So lastly, all right, so for those who stay all the way till the end, I'm really grateful for you. Okay, how many of you actually learned from this session? Okay, if you learn, can you learn in the chat? Okay, I want to see how many of you actually learn from this. Okay, be it is it combining the power of ETF with options, and then most importantly, actually it's the mindset lah, right? A lot of time I think people get investing wrong. It's not because they don't know the strategy, it's the mindset. And that's why during the course, I want to really share with you the mindset to have because I've been through it. And I want you to see the bear and bull case, what happened during the bear case, what happened during the bull case, and what mindset made me to become very profitable despite the fact that 1.5 year long of bear market, which to many people is very scary, but to me, it's the opposite. Okay, so yeah, I can't wait to share with you during the bootcamp as well. So all right, okay, so thank you so much, Sonia. Okay, so I will be checking the email very soon. Just give me like next half an hour to reply your email. Okay, for those who send me via your QR code through my UEN. Okay, so I will be able to reply you in the next half an hour as well. Okay, so okay, so let me double check for David once again. Just give me a while, then I will show you guys my watch list. Give me a while first. David. Alright. Yeah, I think so. Then, right, right. So weird. Okay, I need to go this way. Then, see all. Let me search David again. Yes, David, congratulations. Okay, I saw you and you are one of the top 20. Okay, I think so. I think we only have like maybe last two more spots left. Okay, that's it. And then last but not least, guys, thanks so much for staying all the way. And make sure if you're the first 20, you will receive the e-welcome email with the Telegram group as well. So make sure to join there, all right, so that I can continue to, you can ask me questions over there after the bootcamp as well. Okay, so lastly, okay, for those who stay all the way to the end, congratulations. This will be the watch list that I personally bought last year. All right. So even though the stock price has gone up, I want you to see the research process, the thought process of why I buy certain stocks, certain ETFs, and most importantly, the next time when the stock market drop again, you know what exactly to look out for, okay? Because they are also inside my portfolio. So all you need to do is scan this QR code, and then after that, you just fill in your details. We will be able to send you the watch list to your inbox. Okay, so if you don't receive in your inbox, could be inside your promotion or spam box as well. So the same thing for those who sign up for my 3-day options to freedom ETF mastery. if you don't see it in your inbox, please check your spam box or promotional box, because sometimes it will go there. So after that, make sure you whitelist it, you put it, drag it back to your inbox so that you will always receive email updates from me, because I send a lot of resources over there as well. Okay, so okay, so for those who are wondering what is my email address, let me just type it once again. Hi@arigatoinvestor.com. Hi@arigatoinvestor.com. Yes. Okay. So lastly, for the Excel spreadsheet, try to reply email to you got bounced. Okay. So DK, that's because one time I set the reply email wrongly, but I don't know how to fix it. But actually, I receive it. I receive it. I will reply to you. So you ignore the bounce. So if you send an email to hi@rigo.investor.com, there's a bounce email. Just ignore. It's correct. Okay. I will be able to reply you. Okay. I always receive this, but I just don't know how to fix it. Okay. Because I'm not a very tech person. Okay. So thank you. Okay. So last but not least, okay, for those who actually want this tracker, I'm going to give it to you right here. So this is only for you. Okay, I seldom share this to the public as well. But once you come in here, guys, okay, very importantly, please make sure you, let me share screen in case you don't know what am I talking about. Okay, once you come in here, please make sure you click File and then make copy. Okay, so do not request access because I will not give you access. If not, everybody will be able to edit this and no one will have your own plan, right? In a way, right? So make sure you make a copy and then it will be inside your Google Drive. So you get access to your Google Drive every time and then you can review and edit on it. Okay, so is this clear? Okay, if you make a copy, can you type C in the chat? Okay, C stands for copy. Made the copy already, guys. Make sure, so make sure you click File. Once again, File, make a copy. Okay, then make a copy. Okay, that's it. Okay, so then you'll be able to edit on it. Okay, using your own Google Drive. All right. So Arisi, make the copy already. Okay, how about the rest? Okay, you guys made the copy. All good, huh? So then I'm gonna stop share. All good. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sophia. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming here. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate you guys staying all the way past 10. And that shows your commitment. The most important thing is after that, okay, for those who enroll in the 3-day, I'm super excited for you. I will be sending you another email with the Zoom link to the upcoming bootcamp, which is happening this weekend. Make sure get your account ready. Also get your funds ready if you can within the shorter time possible. Then you can actually literally place live trade together during the bootcamp, right? And do a lot of hands-on training exercise together with me. And I'm looking forward to see you there and learn and grow together as well. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you, everybody. You guys have a great, great night. Thanks, everyone. See you soon in the bootcamp this weekend. I will send you a Zoom link with the bootcamp link soon. Okay, I will send you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you. Yes, let's inspire each other. Yeah. Only when you give positive energy, you will receive tons of positive energy back. All right. See you guys. Bye bye. Arigato.